past haven't been particularly instructional with my son Kailix, and I just wanted to give people who are trying to get their kids into paddling a little bit more useful information about how I go about doing things.
Huh? Yeah, you just hold it with your hands when you get in like that. Exactly, that's it. How does that footrest work?
Yeah, it's part of understanding his equipment, showing him how the footrest works, showing him how things work.
Yeah, let me see. So you pull it up. Show me when you pull it up. You push it with your feet, and now pull it in, and you push it down. There you go. Let's see it, buddy.
Being comfortable in the water is really key. So whenever we can, we practice things like the wet exits, just to get him comfortable before we go out. We'll swim rapids sometimes, or just have him mess around getting out of the boat. The key is to make a game out of it.
I'll teach you how to go backwards.
Okay, let's see this.
I also ask him to try and teach me things. So it makes him think about what he's doing and why he's doing it, because if he has to explain it to me, he needs to understand what he's doing.
Whoa.
So that's why I do
And then
this.
can you also teach me how to spin?
Ready?
Yeah.
Look. Backward.
And then how do you go forwards?
Forwards. And backwards to forward.
Yeah. Wow, pretty good, huh?
Just having work on routines, back paddling, forward paddling, spinning the boat, just messing around, work on his forward stroke. It's just little things, it's the basics. Just really get them comfortable with the basics and keep working on those all the time.
Yeah.
And never forget, make this a game. Just make it fun, muck around. So he's seen me squirting my boat and he wants to learn to do that. So I grab his boat and I squirt him. He loves it.
Okay, lean this way, lean towards Alicia, that's right, lean this way.
While he's perfectly capable of running some decent class 1 and even easy class 2 rapids, it's much harder to learn boat control paddling in and out of eddies, and so we spend a lot of time working on this. It's far more important to get good at going in and out of an eddy than it is just to bomb down a wave train. So really try and concentrate on that. His paddling went through the roof when he made some friends this summer, Noah and Alicia Pedersen from Norway. And just having other people of about the same age that he could play with in the boats and see what they were doing and try and do it, it really changed his world. So if you can, try and have your kids paddle with other kids of about the same age. And if you can't find some, make some. Just find some friends with small kids and you teach them how to kayak.
You're coming with.
I'm probably giving him too many instructions when we're out paddling, and sometimes you just need to let him go. I tend to tell him all the time, paddle, 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 or do this or do that, and it's probably not necessary.
Nice, one, look at you go, buddy.
In the early days, I spent a lot of time at the bottom of the rapid waiting for him so I could collect him if something went wrong, or I'd be very close to him in my boat. But now that he's comfortable, if he does fall out of the boat, it's not a problem. He's quite comfortable just to get out of the boat and pop up at the surface and swim down the rapids. So you got to play this by ear. Every kid's different, their needs. It's all about comfort. It's all about security. You spook him one time and it's over. So don't spook him. Affirmation of his skill set and of what he's doing is really important. And just constantly letting him know that what he's doing is fun, that what he's doing is good. If he really does try to do something on purpose, that's good. If something goes wrong and he swims out of his boat, I try to make it fun, and I'll be yelling and screaming at him like it's a good time, and I'm laughing and telling him something he did right. Always keep it positive all the time. It makes all the difference for them.
you got it. Oh, you did a spin. Cool. Yeah, and then turn to the eddy. Turn into the eddy. That's right. You got this. You want to do it again? That's right. Paddle, 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 paddle. And then lean into the turn. Nice. Oh, there's a little tiny weight. You got this. Paddle, paddle. Nice. Got a little bit left, Alex. Go in over. Hit the rock. Gotta know it. Oh, you can go through there. You got that. You can go through there. All right, you got this, bud. Paddle forwards. Follow Noah. Follow Noah. Go left. There you go. There you go. Keep going. Keep going there. I'm behind you. You got this.
Because I started him out so early in the Terrible 2 with me, he actually learned how to read whitewater long before he was able to do it himself. Just being in the boat with me and me saying, hey, we're going to go to this way, we're going to go down this little section of green water, whatever it is that we were doing, he learned how to read the river. And so now that he has the skill set to move his boat around, he's perfectly capable of identifying his own lines through rapids. In fact, he's got really good at it. And this is probably going to be something that most kids will do.
Keep running. All the way to the eddy. All the way to the eddy. Turn left, cut it.
You got it. You got it. Lean into the turn. Lean into the turn. Yeah! Buddy! Lean to the left. Lean this way. Oh yeah? You gonna go with Valerie and do that?
This was his very first surf, the first time he actually tried to surf a boat. And it's just really a little ripple, but this got him hooked. And after this moment here, it's all he wanted to do was go surf waves.
A little bit forward, go forward. A little bit more, a little bit more. There you go. Woo, that's it.
He really fell in love again with paddling this year, with the skill sets that he's developed paddling with other kids, and now that he's learning to surf, it's been a real game changer.
There you go, you got it. More forward, a little bit more forward. That's right, then you can turn the boat left and right. Woo-hoo! Nice! And you did a spin! You did a spin, buddy! Woo-hoo! Nice! A little bit more. Forward, there you go. Nice! Oh, lead into the turn.
So one of the things we did with the 3 kids, and this was actually Valerie Bertrand's idea with her 2 kids, Noah and Alicia, was it was this little sort of channel on the Ottawa that was basically, it was just too shallow for their carbon boats to go down. And so they named it the kids only channel, and we sent them off on this little expedition down this thing where they had to find their own way, and it was very empowering. Just the fact that the adults weren't allowed to go, or we couldn't go, that it was only them. They had to pick their own lines, find their own way. It was Kailix with his 2 friends on their own, basically playing together the same they would in a fun park or, you know, on a soccer field or something, except that they were doing it in boats. And I think things like this are important when you can do it, is let them go on their own adventures, obviously we're not far away and there's nothing that can go wrong here, but it empowers them and it allows them to feel like they're in control of what they're doing and they're in control of their fun, and they don't have dad yelling paddle, paddle, paddle all the time. Of course, the fact that Kailix is a consummate ladies man means that he's constantly trying to impress the girls, and Alicia is about a year older than him, and he was doing everything he could to impress her, and follow me, I can do this, we're good. We're going to see how this rolls out in a few years. You'll notice something that's ingrained in him is he always hangs onto his paddle, and you'll see in a little bit how that's really made a difference of teaching him to hang onto his gear, not to throw it away. That when he does swim, he doesn't just bail on stuff.
Yay! How old are you, Noah?
8 years old.
8 years old. How long you been kayaking?
For many years.
4 years. And you're this good. I don't believe it. You've been kayaking at least 9 years.
Now Noah here, who's 8, is actually one of the best little paddlers I've ever come across. I mean, he's probably the youngest person to ever run the Lachine Rapids in his boat by himself. And of course, this opened up Kailix's eyes. He was fascinated by this. When I do it, it doesn't really mean anything. When I run down a rapid, it doesn't mean much. But then he sees Noah, who's about his age, a couple of years older than him, being able to do these things, and immediately he wanted to try to do them, and he was trying to do these things. The Mini Monkey is this boat that I've designed as Kailix has progressed, and he's progressed beyond the capacity of the Mini-Me. I really wanted a boat that was very, very maneuverable and very forgiving, easy to turn, accelerated quickly, and Noah was actually really good at being able to show me what that boat can do, because I can't paddle it, and Kailix just doesn't have the skill set.
How do you like the Mini Monkey?
It's really good.
Yeah? You having a good time? Yeah. Okay.
And things go wrong. Sometimes things go wrong, and he flips over. And you'll notice here that as soon as that happened, I was immediately cheering him on, and he popped to the surface, and there's this quarter second of fear registering in his eyes, and then immediately turns to glee, and he realizes that he's fine. He's swum rapids 1,000 times since he was 2 years old, and he was really proud to tell me that he hadn't dropped his paddle.
Your paddle, huh? Yeah. Oh. Hey, Kailix, was that a good swim?
And you know what I learned how to?
Yeah, look at me when you tell me this. Look.
Look.
What did you do, Kailix?
Holding on to my paddle.
That's right, huh? Yeah. Oh, let's try it again. You forgot to lean towards me, buddy. You leaned the wrong way. Oh, you did? Oh, okay. I don't know what happened then.
Whoa. This was a funky little wave that we just put him on, that he didn't have the skill set to surf, but he saw Noah surfing it and he really wanted to try it. And I was at a funny angle here, so I figured that probably I'd end up flipping him over, which is what happened, and didn't faze him in the slightest. So this isn't really an instructional video, really. It's more just sort of something that's inspirational. I just wanted to put together a little thing that's helpful for parents who have younger kids who are looking for ideas, especially if you don't have other people to paddle with and learn from. Just some ideas of what to do with your kid and how to treat them on the water, and remembering every kid is different. Just because some of these things work for my kid doesn't mean it's going to work for yours. So I hope this helps.
I know, Kailix! You're so good! Because when you fall out of your boat, you hang onto your paddle. Wow, high five me, bud! That was such a good surf!